It was an ordinary Tuesday. No yelling, no argument, just quiet. And then a sentence that changed everything. I'd just gotten home from work. I remember the sound of my keys hitting the counter, the faint hum of the refrigerator, the familiar scent of her shampoo lingering in the hallway. She was by the window, arms folded, not even looking at me. When I asked, "Hey, what's wrong?" she turned around and said it. Flat, detached, like it was memorized. "I can't stand you anymore." At first, I laughed, thought she was joking. But she wasn't. She wasn't smiling. She wasn't angry. She was just done. That kind of calm? That's the kind of goodbye that cuts deepest. I stood there, fumbling for words, but I could see in her eyes. She wasn't there for a fight. She was finished. So I walked out, not for air, not for a night. I left. No note, no suitcase, just my wallet, keys, and a tank full of gas. I drove, and I didn't stop until the world behind me disappeared into the rear view. I ended up in a foggy little coastal town 5 hours away. The kind of place where no one knows your name and no one asks. I paid cash for a room above a hardware store. Found work fixing fences, clearing gutters, doing the kind of jobs that keep your hands busy and your mind numb. Told people my name was Drew. That was it. No one asked more, and I never volunteered. Every morning I walked the docks before sunrise, coffee in hand, zipper pulled tight. The gulls screeched, boats creaked, and I stayed silent. People say running is cowardly, but sometimes disappearing is the only way not to drown. Still, even far away, she lingered in the way tea smelled, in a lyric on the radio, in the empty space beside me in bed. Sometimes I'd wake up reaching for her hand, still halfway inside the life I'd left behind. She never called, not once, and somehow that silence hurt more than anything she could have said. Months passed like that. Then one day, the phone rang. It was Darren, an old friend, someone from that other life. His voice was cautious, unsure. I wouldn't have called man, but it's Isabel. My heart clenched. She's sick. Cancer. Stage 1. They caught it early, but she's alone. I don't remember what I said. I just remember the road, the way it felt to drive towards something I wasn't sure I could face. When I knocked, she opened the door. Thinner, pale, but still her. She looked surprised. "Andrew," I said, "you don't need to say anything. I'm just here if you want someone." She didn't cry, didn't speak. She just stepped aside and let me in. The house felt cold, quiet, like it had been holding its breath. That night, I slept on the couch. She didn't offer the bed, and I didn't expect her to. The next morning, I made tea. Her kind, same way I used to. She sipped it silently. No thanks, no smile, but she drank it. Days passed like that. Quiet, gentle routines. No questions, no past. Then came chemo. And with it, the exhaustion, the nausea, the breaking down. I drove her, sat with her, held her hair when she couldn't keep food down, held her hand when she just needed a hand. Sometimes she cried in her sleep. Sometimes she didn't sleep at all. And I stayed, not for forgiveness, not for closure, just because I still loved her. Love doesn't vanish just because someone walks away. Then one night, 3 months in, she looked up from her tea and said, "Why did you come back?" I paused, thought about lying. Didn't. "Because I still care," I said, "even when you didn't." She didn't cry, just nodded. And for the first time in nearly a year, she reached out and took my hand. Small moment, quiet, but something shifted. After that, things softened. She started laughing again, just a little. We watched old movies on the couch, took slow walks around the block, her hand tucked into the bend of my arm. I read to her when she was too tired to look at a screen. She'd fall asleep with her head on my shoulder. We started talking, really talking, about the pain, about how we broke. She told me how invisible she'd felt, how lonely it was, even with me in the room. And I told her how powerless I felt, like nothing I did ever mattered. We didn't sugarcoat it. It hurt, but it was honest. And sometimes honesty is the only way back. Then the day came. The doctor smiled, looked at the scans. You're clear. No confetti, no grand moment. Just that one word. Clear. She collapsed into my arms, sobbing, shaking, holding me like she never wanted to let go. She beat cancer. But in those 5 months, we beat something else, too. We beat silence. We beat distance. We beat the walls we built and the pride that kept them standing. We didn't go back. We didn't start over. We started real. And this time, that made all the difference.